So should be streaming.
You're
doing it.
You're doing it.
And let's see, ingestion settings.
Says
Like,
live now.
there we go. We are live.
We're live.
We're live, everybody.
You're doing it.
Tweet
You're
this
doing
out.
it.
What's
There
up,
we go.
everybody in chat? Hold on,
Live.
just send this out real quick.
Do you let me
We
pop
don't-
out
I gotta write that
the
down.
chat? What?
I gotta write that down. How to spell it, just so I know.
You're doing it.
You're doing it. Stream, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing?
Everybody in chat, what's going on? Holding me 2
What
seconds.
up,
to check
everybody?
chat.
Everybody in the
Everybody.
chat.
Look at both.
Everybody in the chat getting tipsy.
Everybody in the chat.
That. Max just sitting down here. All right, what do we got here? What's up, OBX boy? Robert.
what's up?
Robert
What up,
Wills.
Big Ed?
Jerry
Big
Davis.
MVG in the house.
He is the
A360.
MVG.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for
Gator
being here.
Mag, what up?
Gator Mag is here. What's up, Gator Mag? Thanks for coming by. We got a
Yeah.
good show tonight. have a
We do,
giveaway.
man. We got a lot.
A
Lot
lot
of
of
damn.
stuff to talk about. Yep.
Frank Parker, thank you.
All right. Well, boys, are we ready?
We are ready. Let me
Stream,
make
what's
sure-
up, guys? Thank you as always here for tuning in. We got lots to get to tonight. We are going to announce a giveaway here at the beginning of the show too. So glad you could all be here with us and get your entries in early for that. But we're going to be talking raid tonight. I'm going to announce it here once the podcast gets going. But there is going to be some raid spoilers. So if you don't want anything spoiled from the raid,
I'm Twitter.
you know, be careful. Again, none of us have completed the raid, and I'll be honest, I've kind of avoided some of it, but we will talk about the final boss a little bit and some of those things. So there will be a little bit of raid spoilers. So if you're looking to go completely clear, you know, we may spoil a few things for you, but there's a lot more to talk about just besides the raid as well. So, right, are we ready, boys?
Yep.
Whoops. All right, here we go.
What's up?
Guardian Radio, episode 267. Here we go. Welcome everyone to Guardian Radio, the first and longest running Destiny podcast on the net. You are tuned into episode 267. My name is Mark Turcotte, and joining me this week, first up, from inside the Dub Den, K-Dub. K-Dub, what's up, dude?
What's up, boys? So all I got to say is two things. Number one, I was in a car accident today and lost my license plate. My license plate was gone, just disappeared. Had to spend some time in the DMV getting a new license.
Are you
plate.
okay, man?
No, I'm fine. It was just, the most common accident I've ever where you pull out right and you have to stop, and then the guy doesn't look and rams you in the rear.
How did you lose? I don't understand
man.
how you lost your license plate.
I don't know. Maybe it fell off before or something. I don't know. But I had to go and get a new license plate, which is
Crazy.
fine. But the biggest thing that I want to say is, burn on a branch looking to the left. Burn on a branch looking to the left. You guys get that joke? Do you not get that joke?
I don't get the joke. What are you talking about?
And you weren't watching the raid.
I wasn't. Nope.
People that were watching the raid get it.
They'll get it. Who? Which channel is that?
That was actually a tweet from Luke Smith.
Oh, nice.
It's one of the call-outs, yeah.
Nice. All right, let's see. And from the heart of Queens, our king of Queens, Mesa Sean. Sean, what's up?
What's going on, guys? Yeah, just lack of sleep. Just been grinding nonstop. I finally was working on my Titan. Just got to hit level 50. I'm like level 48, and I could start slapping on all my gear over from my Warlock and my Hunter. So
Nice.
I did pick the Sentinel new subclass because I
Sweet.
just asked my raid team and friends, like, what's the best one for the raid? And they were all like, the new Sentinel with the Weapons of Light buff is the way to go. So
Yep, that's the one I don't have unlocked, Sean. So I gotta
And we
work on
need
that
to
one.
clip that with Sean talking Titan talk. We need
That's
to clip
right.
that. And
And just loop it for hours, hours and hours and hours. What's up, everybody here? Thank you, as always, for making us a part of your week and tuning in here to Guardian Radio, however you're tuning in, whether it's to YouTube, youtube.com/MesaSean. What's up, everybody over there in chat? Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in and joining us here. And big what's up to everybody over on iTunes, Podbean, or your podcast service of choice. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. We got a big one this week. We're going to be talking about the raid. I will say none of us have completed the raid. Hell, I just walked in by myself. That was pretty much it because I knew there was no chance that I was going to be able to get a team together and really do anything. However, I do at the top of the show want to put out a little disclaimer that we are going to go into some things about the raid, such as boss names, all those things. So if you do want to be completely raid blind. You know, there may be some things here that we are going to throw out there. So just be a little bit careful. I did want to throw that out here at the top of the show. And a couple other housekeeping things. Don't forget you can email us, feedback@theguardiansofdestiny.com. We have some great emails coming up a little bit later. You can follow us on Twitter @GuardiansofD. It's the best way to keep in touch with us. And don't forget also, again, we do the show live every Monday night at youtube.com/MesaSean. You can tune in live there. Now, at the top of the show, I do want to go ahead and thank our sponsor, GamerGoo. You guys have heard us talk about GamerGoo a lot, and we've teamed up with GamerGoo this week to offer a giveaway to all you guys tuning in and everybody over on YouTube. GamerGoo, if you're not familiar with it, is for basically a antiperspirant for your hands. So while you're gaming, if you get in those sweaty matches of Gambit, sweaty matches of the Crucible, you can put this stuff on. It stops your hands from sweating. They have multiple scents. There's a cinnamon, a peppermint, and an orange. And GamerGoo said, hey, we want to do a giveaway here on the show. So here's what we're doing. You hear us always say, you're doing it on the show, or you're doing it. So that's what we want you to do. Send us in-game a screenshot. So it can be either you in a sweaty Gambit match. It could be something creative. Hell, it doesn't even need to be a screenshot from in the game. Send us something on Twitter, @GuardiansofD. You can follow us on Twitter, but you don't even have to send it to us. Use the hashtag, you're doing it. Hashtag YAGOOINIT. Put that out there. You going it. Hashtag you going it. And send us your best picture. And you're going to win a full bottle of all three of the scents, the cinnamon, the orange, the peppermint, as well as a t-shirt. We'll get in touch with you through DM on Twitter and get your mailing info. We'll send it over to the guys at GamerGoo, and they will send it your way. So if you want to get in on some GamerGoo action and you want to do it for free, go ahead. You going it. Hashtag on Twitter, or hashtag you going it. Send that over. And if you are interested in getting some GamerGoo, go to gamergoo.com. You can use promo code Guardian, get yourself 10% off using our promo code, and get yourself some GamerGoo, boys. So there we go. So we've teamed up with them, guys. Good luck to everybody. We'll announce the winner next week live here, youtube.com/MesaSean.
Somebody's asking price in chat. Do we know that?
The what?
I know the price of of Gamer. If you just want to buy Gamer,
if you want to just buy a tube, I believe it's $12.95. Use the promo code Guardian, get 10% off that, and you get a free trial at the site too. Yep. If you want to do that.
Nice.
There you go.
All right, boys. Let's move on to some news. We got lots to talk about in our news segment that we call Dispatches from the Traveler. All right. Well, the raid has been deployed, guys. Last Wish was out. It took over 18 hours for Clan Redeem to put this thing into the ground. And, man, I'll tell you, I was watching it at the beginning, like just a little bit to kind of see when everything launched, and throughout the day kept tuning in and kept looking at my phone. I had my Bungie notifications on, waiting, went to bed, got up the next day, waiting, and then finally, what was it? Was it like 6 or 6:30 or 7, 8, whatever it is?
18 hours and change, yeah.
Damn, man. But that's the 5th world title for Clan Redeem. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nuts.
I was up till 6 in the morning because we had worked on encounter number 1, which is an amazing fight. We'll get into it. But there was 2 of us were 350 or higher, and then the rest of us were all in our, I'm sorry, that's 550 and higher. And then a few of us were like, myself, were like 537. Amazing fight, amazing mechanics. We just didn't have the DPS for it. But then I remember I literally couldn't go to sleep because I was I was watching Dado up till 6 a.m. And then finally I just had to fall asleep. And right at 6 a.m., he looked like he was going to beat it. And then when I woke up and saw that he beat it 2 minutes after the 24 hours.
2 minutes late.
Man,
2
I was rooting for him, man.
Late.
I mean, I've known him since House of Wolves capture events at Bungie Studios, and he's a good guy. I mean, I was really pulling for him. I wanted him to get Worlds first. And it's a beautiful raid. I mean, I don't know much about any of the encounters other than that. The first one I know by heart. And I was watching Dado. I was watching them do the final encounter, which to me all looked like complete. Even with their call outs looked so confusing to me. You know what I mean? But it looks like an amazing, beautiful raid. So my thought process is, you know what? I'm not in a rush to get it done. I'm 537 right now before the next weekly reset. I'm cool with going in each week and doing 1 encounter on each character, maybe doing 1 and 2 encounters on each character, get my light up, so that I can go in. I don't even want to finish it until I'm like 570, 580 or something like that. But and I really want to learn it all. Like people are already putting out cheeses for the first encounter, I think. But I just want to learn it, and just like all the other raids, just learn them slowly over time. And enjoy them. You know.
Yeah.
So I was watching. So I was really slammed that day. I had closings. I had meetings. I was really busy that day. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to be here for drop or be here for any of that stuff. And I got home probably, I don't know, 6:30, and I fired up Twitch and started watching streams. I had put on Twitter, hey, who out there is leading the charge? You know, who's in the lead? And I got a few tweets back of who to kind of check out. But I know Math Class was going to be there. I know T-Rex and those guys are going to be there. So I was watching some of them, and I literally, by the time I got to watch some of those Twitch streams, they were at the next to last encounter. And that was a pretty cool encounter. Watching them trying to figure out the puzzles. And I messaged Bungie and asked, of course I didn't get the answer to this, but is it difficult because I know they're watching a wall of screens. We've talked to Deej about this. They're watching a wall of screens. Is it difficult for them to see, you know, knowing the answers to the puzzles that these guys are trying to go through? Is it difficult for them? Are they just like literally screaming, "No, do this"? Like, are they? I would be yelling at the TV. You know what I mean? So it's like I want to know, like, are they like? Is it difficult for them, or is it like? You know, is it like enjoyable for them that they're struggling so bad? You know what I mean? It was just. But so I finally, at probably like 10 o'clock, I was like, okay, I've been watching this for 3.5 hours. I'm going to go watch a movie. And I went and literally watched a movie. I watched Ocean's, 8, the one with the women in it, which was pretty good, by the way. And then I came back after that at like 1 in the morning and watched until 3. And at 3, I was like, okay, I'm wiped. I'm done. And I got up the next morning, and nobody had, done it at 3 when I went to bed, obviously. And when I heard that there's only 2 teams that finished it in 24 hours and Dado got done at 24 and 2, I was so bummed.
Because for those that aren't familiar, the 24 and 2, what makes it so heartbreaking is if you beat it within the first 24 hours, you got a specific emblem. And they beat it 2 minutes too late. So they are not getting that emblem, which, by the way...
Or the jacket. Or the
I thought the jacket there was a date.
The jacket's reset. I'm sorry.
The jacket's
still
good to
reset.
Go.
Right.
I want that thing badly, but man, there's no way that I'm getting it, man.
No.
You know what I mean?
You want to be a members only guy, Sean?
I just want for a try.
That is the ultimate members only jacket, right?
I probably would wear it because Deej is always wearing those kind of cool bomber jackets. You know what I mean? Like, and like I would rock something like that. I think. You know what I mean? It looks cool.
You know what? It's funny. I saw somebody. I think this was on Reddit, and it's so funny to think about. Is PlayStation, we get our exclusive strike and our exclusive weapons and all that stuff. PC now has their own exclusive emblem because the 2 teams that get that emblem are only on PC. So congratulations, PC. You now have your own exclusive emblem on PC. I saw that Reddit thread. I was like, man, that is so funny.
But what I love so much about the raid now is that the raid then affects the rest of the world and the Dreaming City. Yes. And from what I know or heard, this might just be the beginning of it. Because remember, Steve Cotton and Scott Taylor did say in previous interviews that the Dreaming City will change over the course of, I think, 3-week rotations, I think. So then once we learn that, okay, after we've, I guess, freed Riven's heart or something like that, and I don't even know the full... I'm waiting for Bife to make a full lore video on Riven and what we actually go do and all that sort of stuff, Yep. But once we actually... they beat the raid. All of a sudden, it was a new story. There was a new that new strike is amazing.
We'll talk about it in a minute. Yeah, in a little bit, Sean. Definitely.
So the fact that man, the Dreaming City is the end game destination, and that's so unique to the Destiny franchise, where someone completes an activity that no one else has, and now it affects everyone within because now it technically changed the story for everybody that's out there wandering in the Dreaming City. That Riven has whatever XYZ.
Yep.
Genius idea on Bungie's
Very,
part,
very
man.
cool, no doubt.
To make it interactive is just it's awesome.
Before we talk about the raid, or the strike and the story, I want to talk about, I guess, kind of the difficulty of the raid, because this seemed to be somewhat of a topic as people kind of started hitting the raid, started seeing the requirements to be in the raid, and we mentioned that it took 18 hours, and you're talking about Kata, them watching the screens and yelling at people. It seemed like at some point, I don't want to say early on, but not 18 hours in, they kind of figured out the encounters. The problem was they were not of the right level. The damage, right? They just didn't have the DPS. So then it boils down to, all right, well, how do we need to manage this encounter with the DPS and the damage that we have? And it seemed like that's where everybody was banging their head more on the wall. What do you guys think? I mean, we've asked for a long time for them to give us more time before the raid launches. This thing comes out, and I wish I had the number in front of me. I don't have it, but it was somebody posted on Reddit all the way back to the Oryx raid, and it said, like, in the first 24 hours, it was from a Bungie weekly update, like 37,000 people had beaten the raid, and 200,000 had attempted it, or whatever it was. This time, we really only had 12 people essentially beat it in that first 24 hours. Given the 2 minutes, you got 18 people. Throw Dado's team in there. And I saw Fran Mirabella from Fire Team Chat, friend of the show. He put a post up talking about Destiny Tracker and saying that based on the required light level, there were only, I forget it, it's like 2,000 people that were even of the required light level to even get in there. Right. So they gave us more time, but they made that level like so much more. Do you guys think it would be, I guess, realistic for them to just flat out, rather than say the raid launches on Friday at 10 o'clock, tell us the light level?
No, let us guess.
Why? And Sean, I mean, that's why I just want to bring it up because it seems to be a big discussion right now that everybody's having.
First, let me clarify something first. Didn't people get pissed off that the raid was not the first week, or it was like a week later? I saw a lot of people get ticked off.
I didn't see anybody pissed about that.
I did see people saying that I think there was too much time.
You know what it was, Sean? And this is what a lot of it boils down to. Well, people take time off of work, Sean, and it's like,
because if it was too much time and 12 people finished
I think the people were complaining, I think, and I could be wrong about this, they were complaining that that's too much time to get raid ready. Little did we, none of us knew what the power level requirements were, because when you first set in, and I did the first encounter a zillion times, and we just didn't have the DPS for it, but we knew the mechanics after a while, that it starts off 550, but when you get in the first encounter, those are really 560s that are in there. You know what I mean? So it was a major power level check, but I feel like, listen, we want something difficult, and, you know, looking at those numbers of how many people completed those old raids right away, listen, we complain there's not enough to do. We complain that things are too easy. So they're saying, well, there's more things to do. There's things to do every single day. There's things to do weekly. And now the raid itself is very, very difficult. And it's difficult on two angles. One, you've got some mechanics, but then straight up power check. You know what I mean? So for me, that's not a deterrent. It's saying to myself, yeah, I want to do the raid, but I'm not beating myself up saying, man, I can't get in there next week, whatever. Now I'm like, cool. You know what? Yeah. I'll do encounter one twice next week on two, because I got my Titan, man. So I'll do it on 2 characters next week, and then I'll come back and maybe I'll do encounter 1 and 2 the following week or something like that. You know?
Here's my point of view. If they made it where the raid drop, you had a significant, not huge, not a month, but a significant amount of time to level up your character to go into the raid. And I know they want it to be difficult, and I know they want you to somewhat have to bang your head against the wall. I get it. But when only, nobody's going in and banging their head against the wall because they don't want to, because they know how difficult it's going to be, except for a very, very select few. I think it would be more beneficial for the game in general to let more people be able to be at the level to be able to go in and either yes, go for worlds first, which they're probably not going to except for these elite teams anyways, or to B, at least go in spoiler free without having to dodge social media for 2 weeks or 3 weeks until you're leveled up enough to go in, because people want to go in blind. So I think it would benefit the game as a whole to give it more time where, let's say that, so many more people, even if it was another week, to where more people were 540, 550 that don't have the time to play all stinking day, and that can go in and go, you know what, let's give it a shot. Let's go for this. Let's do this. And then you have 1,000 teams or 2,000 teams going in trying to do that thing. And you might get a surprise of who's successful and who's not. But no matter what, you got more people that get to go in blind, and it's going to be more exposure for the game as a whole. Yeah. So I think I've always been a huge proponent of, give us more time to level and go in there. But I mean, I know then those elite teams, maybe they're at 600 when they walk in the door. Well, that's another whole discussion altogether. But I think they need to give the opportunity to more people to go in there on raid.
I think time-wise, they gave us more time, but what they did was they increased that power level, basically.
Something power level you had to go up.
But you know what? To Sean's point, and I'm kind of with Sean, that I like that there are so many things to do, and that the raid is now something to work for. You know, it's like, and there I have many opportunities or many things to do to work towards it to get there. I can go to the Dreaming City. The Dreaming City, guys, is what I think we've always wanted, an end game location. And I want to bring this up right here because this is a good, now that we're here talking about the Dreaming City being an end game location. How many of you out there listening have gone in and looked at the trophies for Forsaken right now on PlayStation? Now, this is just PlayStation. This isn't PC. This isn't Xbox. But this number kind of blew me away, and we got to get to the bottom of this because the number to me is kind of bananas. So if you go to trophies on PlayStation and you go to Destiny 2, it lists Forsaken as an add-on. The number of people who have made it to the Dreaming City, percentage-wise.
Just to the Dreaming City. To
the Dreaming City percentage of trophies. And again, this isn't an accurate thing, but hey, this is people that have unlocked the trophy. 7.3% of people have entered the Dreaming City.
Even gotten to the
For those that have completed the campaign. So this is before you get to the Dreaming City. You know, once you beat Aldrin, spoiler alert, and you know, there's a few steps you have to do to unlock the city. That trophy, only 9.1% of people have done it.
Yeah. And
so my question, just real quick, and this is kind of where I'm a little confused, is the way they list the trophies, it says Destiny 2, and then under it says an add-on. So my question is, let's say 10 million people bought Destiny 2, and only 2 million bought Forsaken. That 7.3 number, does that account for the people that have purchased Forsaken? Or does that 7.3 take into account the people that actually bought Destiny 2 because it lists it as an add-on? So 10 million people bought Destiny 2, but only 7.3 million of those people made it to the Dreaming City, which means it
doesn't explain.
It might just be,
I don't know,
a percentage of everyone that owns the game. I think
Destiny 2, not
owning
Forsaken.
Destiny 2 or owning Forsaken.
I think owning Destiny 2, because people also got to remember, you beat the campaign and then you still got to do this mini quest, and which was annoying because I was like, can I just go to the? Once I did it on my Warlock and then I started on my hunt, I'm like, can I just go to the Dreaming City finally? But no, you got to do. I have to do the Talisman quest, and then to charge it up. Then I got to go to Io, and then I got to farm a lost sector for 20, 30 minutes to kill a bunch of Taken, to do another step, to then finally get to the Dreaming City. And there's a bunch of Guardians away. They got to do another story mission where Petra introduces me to the Dreaming City, you know? I always find, first off, the Dreaming City for me, I can spend all day and night. We found so many empty areas, which they're going to fill up with content down the road. And I mean empty areas that are completely beautifully gorgeous, statues everywhere. One of them is where you take a portal down way far. Where you spawn in, you take it all the way far, far out, but you could shortcut it with a portal, where you've got 2 Ahamkara skulls that sell tincture of Queen's Foil and also some tier 2 charges of light. But there's just so much stuff to do in it. But I think a big reason why the Dreaming City is always empty all the time. I find I'm doing public events solo because everything hits really hard. But one thing that I will tell people is if you're even underpowered, right? Some of the ads, I think most of the ads start at 540. Maybe Time Splitter can confirm that in chat. The ads, I think, start at 540. Even if you're 520, if you start getting Dreaming City gear with Riven's Curse, if you start stacking them, if you just even put 2 of them on, you will notice a dramatic difference in damage that you do in terms of output. Now, granted, it says you take more damage, but you deal more damage. Well, that's fine. So get the full set. Scout rifle and auto rifle, everything. Do not get close; they will kill you fast. But you do so much more damage with an auto rifle and scout rifle.
It looks badass too. That armor.
But then, the armor set on the hunter is beautiful. And then you do the purification rituals, which you get from Petra, and then you turn the Riven's Curse mod into a Riven's, I think, Blessing mod or something like that, where you do the damage, but you don't take the income.
That is crucial.
Yeah. So my hunter, she has 2. I think my hunter and warlock both have 2 of the blessings on them, and the rest are all. I've got the full sets on 2 characters right now. So the Dreaming City is one of those things. Like there are so many secrets and so many things to explore that I don't even. And there's certain parts that even at 537, I can't go near. Like if you go north, right? You know, so you're spawning to the west, and you go north, then you meet some Scorn and. Some Taken up there, they are way overpowered than what I am. I tried to do a public event there. I got wasted, you know. So I tend to stick to where the Blind Well is. Over to the sides is that Rift Generator public event, which is a lot of fun. And I want to do a video on how to trigger Heroic because no one seems to know how to do it.
Sean, how do you do that? Because that's one thing. Like it's just kind of happened randomly.
So what happens is this Rift Generator hits. You know what? I might do. if I have time this week, I'll do a video. But if you're watching Guardian Radio, you're gonna learn right now. So the rift generator pops up, right? You start getting Scorn rushing you like crazy. The rift, I think, is powering up or something like that, and you'll see a percentage or something like that. So as the Scorn are coming at you, these abominations drop these rift sparks or whatever come. You come and keep charging it. You just keep doing this over and over until you spot 3 taken blights, right? They're going to spawn in 3 different areas, one straight ahead, off to the right, and off to the left. You got to have someone looking and nonstop looking in both directions. You got to kill them really fast. Once you kill the 3 blights, all of a sudden wizards will come out. You kill the wizards, then all of you get teleported to a ascendant realm, and then there's a big taken guy with a full shield that won't come down until you kill the wizards around him. Kill the wizards, then you could do damage on the taken dude, whatever snap. But what I think everyone admits, and it's a really cool take on a public event because you feel like it's a Scorn public event, and then his taken blights show up, so everyone ignores them. I didn't know until friends showed me, like, dude, kill the blights, and then the spawn. I was like,
yeah, nobody ever knows, because even I didn't know how to do it, and it always just ends every time we do the public event. I'm like, damn, man, we didn't get heroic. Like, what are we missing out on?
Right.
Gotcha.
They're kind of far too, and then all of a sudden, everyone freaks out because I think because me and my 2 friends, we knew we had one person waiting left, one waiting right, and then I was waiting in the middle. Killed them, and then wizards come out, and then all of a sudden, you could tell because we were with there were other guardians around there. All of a sudden, everyone gets teleported, and it's this amazing, beautiful ascendant realm, plane, or whatever it's called, and everyone's freaking out, like, what the heck do we do now? Oh man! And then we just start dropping tethers.
Speaking of that, Sean, I love the ascendant realm. I love the tincture of Queen's Foil that you just go into the Dreaming City, and the ascendant challenge every week has been some of the best content. Like this week, I literally just hid in a tree. Like, we did the 3 things. I got up in that tree and we're just like shooting down at the enemies.
You know, it's funny. Like, one of the things I was trying to figure out the week 2, because I don't look for, let's look on Twitter, let's look on YouTube, let's see what the thing is to go and figure out the Ascendant Challenge. And I went into one of the lost sectors, and I had popped my tincture, and it wasn't the right one, but I was like, whatever. And I was just going around. It took me a while to beat the enemies, and I got killed a couple times, and then finally I was like, all right, I'm gonna stay away from these guys that keep spawning around me and blowing me up. I'm gonna jump up into this tree, and then the next thing you know, I see a little platform. I was like, oh, hang on.
Yep.
And I found one of those just out of the blue, and that was so cool. Like, not knowing anything, just finding it on my own.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So neat. It was so fun. I was like, that's why I've spent 30 minutes in here running around killing stupid blue blowing up dudes. It's killing my butt, and it was a lot of fun, man. It's just so the mysteries in there and the stuff, and I think we haven't even scratched the surface on what's coming, because there's a new little mystery to unravel. I don't know if
we'll talk about it. I want to keep talking about Dreaming City, dude. Before we talk about that, let's keep talking about what unlocked. As Sean mentioned it, the content. So we got, because of Clan Redeem being the first to beat the raid, and anybody who beat it this week, they unlocked some new content for all of us to go into the Dreaming City. They unlocked a new mission, the Broken Courier mission, which is what, 520 I think you needed to be for that one. You had to go around and help Petra and a bunch of her allies, and the Taken are all over the Dreaming City now. But then it unlocked what honestly is probably now my favorite strike in the game. It is gorgeous. It has you going in and out of the Ascendant Realm, and that's the Corrupted. This strike is absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
What was the Varric strike, whatever that is right now, that's in Forsaken, is great.
The Warden of Nothing.
That one is great, but this one is even just carrying on that legacy. The Corrupted is so awesome.
Those skyboxes, man, and you're getting when you're trying to jump from platform
jumping
to platform,
around, and they're spinning,
rocks are flying around. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So cool. Caleb, did you get a chance to do it? The Corrupted?
I literally have not gotten to play since Thursday. I've been slammed. Friday I was so slammed, and then I watched the raid till 3 in the morning. Saturday I was unpacking. Obviously, everybody knows I moved. Saturday I was literally digging out from boxes, and Sunday was football. So,
dude, they have you going into the Dreaming City, and then kind of, you know, going down this path, and then you go into the Ascendant realm, and you're going in and out multiple times. There's all jumping puzzles. There's areas where you're jumping, and these rocks that you're jumping on are spinning and tumbling. And then one of the boss fights, or really it is the boss fight. There's almost like, I don't want to say 3 lanes, but there's like 3 big platforms that she kind of teleports to, and then in between those platforms, there's those rocks or asteroids, whatever they are, flying by. So you have to jump to go do damage to her, but you have to dodge these asteroids. It's just awesome.
That's great.
So cool the way that they did it.
Love it.
And like I think you're right. This is just scratching the surface. I mean, what else is to come with this?
I mean, like there's so many. Like there's those weird plates that have 3 markers on them. I don't know. I mean, I don't think anyone's figured out how to activate them. Where there's a chest, and then there's 3 different things that you have to somehow charge, and it just requires something. You get these Corsair badges where you go and you have to you just talk to one of the NPCs, one of those. Oh, and how cool is it having the patrol beacons, not beacons, one of the Awoken guards, stuff like that.
So great.
And they talk to you and stuff, you know?
You know what the best thing about that is? The place that you spawn in when you fast travel to that place always has a kill anything.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, it's the best. I'm like, every single time I spawn in, I just turn around and go grab that class or that patrol and go.
Those Ascendant challenges, like last week's was the most fun, man. If you didn't know, last week's Ascendant challenge was you had to go in, and first off, it's so dark. It's everything taking or screaming at you with these huge, dark, cool, or whatever his name was.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of
It does look like him, yeah.
You're running around, charging up the sparks, and then you create a well in the middle, like when you got your super, and then you run through the well, and you get your super over and over and over, so you basically kill these big knights.
I just hid in a tree.
I got axed in the head 4 or 5 times.
Oh yeah, no, me too. I get stuck, and then you get sent out the portal, and then you got to come back in. But then also, people need to know in all of these, and I put a video up every Tuesday after the weekly reset video. I do the Ascendant Challenge video, and then I do the Wanted Baron, the Powerful Gear Wanted Baron video also after that. But and also in this week's particular Ascendant Challenge, you've got a lore piece in there off one side of cliffs, and then Toland is in there.
Yes.
Now, normally, who cares about Toland? That's one of Petra's bounties, I think, to get the purification thing. Is you got to go Ascendant, you got to go in there, do it, and then find Toland, who's just a little
thing floating around,
blip thing and stuff like that. But man, like those, there's never nothing to do. I mean, especially with the daily challenge, you have an opportunity every week to do something in the game to get a piece of powerful gear, you know? It's brilliant.
I mean, honestly, the hobby is back. Yeah. I mean, that to me has just been, this week, it really, I mean, last week I think we were all just, oh, look at this shiny new game. It's great. This was finally the first week where it's like, all right, we've had it for a week. We beat the campaign. We're at the end game now. What's next? And we just are starting the end game. It seems like the end game is this constant stream of new content, things to do. I mean, every day at reset, I'm going in there to say, okay, what's my daily today? What are the bounties? What am I going to do? I'm planning. I basically wake up every day now and I'm thinking in my head, what is my plan in Destiny today? And I haven't done that in a long, long time. And
it's just, oh, what are the little yellow dots all over my my director? Okay, cool. Let's go check that out. And the coolest thing is that you can literally go play one PvP match. You can do one daily story mission and you can get powerful gear. That is awesome. And then if you want to spend a little more time and be a little more committed, do 5 PvP matches, do 3 strikes, do whatever. And it's just, you know what you're doing. The carrot on the end of the stick is there and you know what you need to do to get it. And it's what we've asked for all along, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
And chasing random rolls now too is another thing.
Yes,
too.
it is.
I got my Dream Dragon Tiger Spite, where it came with Outlaw, Grave Robber, perfect barrels, high caliber rounds. I put on a target adjuster mod to help with my terrible aim, and I just destroy people.
I have the almost same exact gun, Shawnee. I got 2 of those. And I tried them out, and one was really bouncy and one was really stable. One had rangefinder and some other stuff, and I did the exact same thing, bought that mod, put it on there, and that thing is sweet.
I love that gun,
until you see when you tier 10 masterwork it, the range bar goes like boop all the way over to here, man. It is ridiculous, man.
Tiger Spike, so good.
You normally do crits at 26, I think, or 26 crits, I believe, and up close, and then literally I had clips of this guy who was on and they added control to that map, that Mars map, Retribution.
Yep.
I realize that because look, I hate Clash. I'm sorry, stream. I hate any team deathmatch. To me, it's boring. But also, I'm like, wait a second, we're playing Control on this map, and this guy was so far away, and I was looking at the numbers. I'm doing 26s, and then he got a little bit far, and then I was doing 25s. I'm like, man, the range on this thing is so good.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Well, before K-Dub goes and gushes about his ridiculous exotic RNG, which everybody tuning into this, you're going to absolutely hate this guy. I will say, I finally got my first Forsaken exotic, and I got the PS4 exclusive Wave Splitter trace rifle. So finally got a Forsaken piece. No armor, though. No armor yet, man. I just keep getting these classic old exotics. But
I got Lord of Wolves. That's it. Nothing new.
I have gotten 2 pieces of armor and 2 offensive weapons.
There you go. You got the sword, you bastard.
So the first one I did get was the one-eyed mask. It's where you can, if you get damaged by an enemy, it marks them in PvP, which is awesome. Can't wait to use that in Iron Banner. And then I got the boots. I forget the name of them, where you can, when you slide, you reflect projectiles. Antius wards. And then, but that was the first exotic I got was the one-eye mask. Then the second one I got from just leveling up Banshee. I was like, you know what? I've got 2,400. What are they called? The weapon parts, right, or whatever. And I was like, let's level Banshee up a couple times. Just one, now that I've leveled up a little bit. And he gave me the exotic sword.
Oh God,
bastard!
The Talon something.
I have been able
to Black Talon. He hasn't given me one exotic yet, and I see all these people talking about how he's giving exotics.
And the only reason that I did it, in our buddy Alan More Console, he put a thing up showing that you can get exotics from him. I was like, you know what? Let's throw a few hundred at Banshee, and I got Black Talon. I couldn't freaking believe it. And then the fourth one that I got was, I can't remember it right now. Obviously, it didn't blow my skirt up, but it was a Forsaken exotic. But I've gotten 4 exotics that are all new Forsaken exotics.
Damn.
I put in $3,000 of weapon parts to Banshee. All dog shit. Nothing whatsoever. I still have all my Crucible and Vanguard tokens, but kind of disappointed when I go to DestinySets.com. Really not too much new in terms of weapons there. It seems like, and I think they did that on purpose, because most of the weapons come from drops. You know what I mean? Because now you don't pick up engrams anymore. You don't take them to the dumb Krypton.
Sean, you just get edge transits all day long. That's all you get, over and over and over.
Oh my God! What
did you see the article? What's his name from Forbes? Yeah, he wrote like the top 6 weapons in Destiny 2 Forsaken, and every single one was the edge transit.
Let me ask you a question.
Or maybe it was Shire. Maybe just Shire wrote that.
And we've had this discussion before, even back into D1. Where we were getting all these engrams, and when you get something and you're trying to level up, or you're in a strike, or you're in something that could actually help you, don't you think that it's more beneficial that you pick it up and you immediately get that item instead of having to leave the thing that you're in, go back to the so the only thing we have to do now is exotics, and not even all exotics. Like the exotics, when I got One-Eye Mask, I just ran over it in Gambit, and I got it. Boom!
Yeah,
and
that's how I got Wave Splitter. It was Gambit. Just
the only ones that you really have to decrypt are prime engrams.
Yeah,
and I kind of like it this way because
I love it, man.
If it's a situation where you pick something up and you're in a strike, and you're like, man, you know what? That's better than what I have. Let's use that.
Yeah,
you can use it right now. I think it's great.
Yep. Yeah. I'll tell you, man. I have a friend who just wasn't really wanting to get into Destiny. I mean, I've been trying to get him into it, and but he's a real big Borderlands fan. And so when he finally picked up Destiny 2, he got it on the cheap, like $10 or whatever it was. Kind of this was in like maybe June or July. And he's like, man, it sucks. All this stuff drops, and I have to go back and decrypt it. Like, I just want it to drop just like in Borderlands. And, I was kind of like, you're right. Like, that is, I do kind of miss that. When you're out in the field, you get that new weapon, and boom, you have it instantly. So I like it, Caleb. I think
it's a great quality of life thing.
Great quality of life thing, for sure.
If it goes to your postmaster, you see an engram there, and then I get excited because I think it's a prime engram.
Yes, no.
Oh, no, it's
a gun. It's another fusion rifle. Okay.
Did that lead into the prime engram talk?
Yeah, we talk about Prime Engram. Actually, before we do that, let's thank our final sponsor here, and that's our good friends over at On Air PC. That's right. These guys are ready to get you live playing games on the internet. That's On Air PC. If you're interested in streaming yourself playing video games, whether it's on YouTube, on Twitch, or whatever service you want to use, these are the guys to contact. Give them a call, 330-850-1525. You'll get on the phone, you'll talk to Ryan or one of the other people over there. They'll ask you what game do you want to play and how do you want to play it, where do you want to stream it. And the best thing about them is rather than go to a website, you just pick a random PC, because most people think, hey, the more expensive the PC, it's got to be better, right? No, that's not how it works. Ryan breaks everything down for you, sees what you personally want to be doing, what game you want to be playing, and where you want to be streaming it, and they build the PC specifically for you. They play on it for 24 hours before they send it out to you. They ship it out to you once you have it. Then they get you back on the phone, help you set it all up, and help you get live on the internet and streaming the game of your choice immediately. So go ahead, call Ryan and those guys at On Air PC at 330-850-1525. You can see the number on the screen. It'll be in our show notes. And I do know they're giving away free copies of Destiny 2 for every PC that's purchased. So it's a great way if you've been thinking about getting over to game on PC, especially if you want to get into Destiny 2 because it looks so good.
And especially if you want to stream. Yep. Especially if you want to stream. If you want to be like a lot of these guys that you're just watching do the raid and you want to stream and you want to get into streaming, they'll help you. Ryan literally has a green screen only so he can show you how to do it.
True, it's right. We talked to yeah. Yep. And they're awesome guys over there. And the best part too, I know Ryan, he told us like his goal is to have you be able to buy this PC from them and then start building and adding on to the PC yourself, and they want to help you do that. So again, call On Air PC 330-850-1525. They'll get you hooked up and get you live on the internet and gaming soon if you give them a call. So give them a call. Again, it's in the show notes and it's on the screen right now. So let's talk about some prime engrams, guys, because this, where do you want to go with this, Sean? I don't know how deep you want to go here.
Straight up, I learned about the farm. I didn't do it because, one, I don't have the time to do that.
First, let's lay the groundwork. Talk about the glitch that happened.
So basically, a prime engram.
We talked about it a little bit last week, but not
we did a little bit.
So as you're playing, you build up, I think, what's called prime attunement, right? When you grind and grind and grind, you eventually get a prime engram, which is a powerful engram, basically, right? And sometimes I would get 2 in a day. One time I got 2 in one day because we were playing for 12 hours straight, just grinding nonstop. Someone discovered a farm. I think it was this guy, Modern Tryhard or something. I was watching him before I went to bed the night. Someone showed it to me, where he was going into the Dreaming City Lost Sector boss, sniping her over and over, and he had like 6 or 7 of them sitting on the ground. So you're like, wow, like you get tons of prime engrams tonight, boost your power up and this and that. Problem is, Bungie put out a statement where you just basically effed yourself. I really feel like saying F word, but you really effed yourself if you did that, because based on the way the system works, it's character based and it's based on time, right? So you're meant to build that up. So if you just farmed all these prime engrams on the ground, you're probably not going to get a prime engram for about 3 weeks again until this whatever the prime attunement is has worn off and this and that. So those guys kind of screwed themselves, because those are integral right now, just in terms of as you're doing your daily milestones, as you're doing your things, you're playing the game. The game's going to reward you for grinding with a prime engram and this and that, Yeah. So I never got a chance to do it because I was too busy with milestones and trying to get my second characters up and swapping gear over, and the fact that they're throwing daily challenges at us. And then I was told, man, you got to get that Titan, man. We need that Sentinel if we, need some help in a raid. So then I had to start my Titan up. I was burning through the story, trying to get to level 50 so I could swap weapons over. So I don't know. And I guess there's some controversy.
Yep. I was going to say right now that the controversy or word on the street, Sean, is that some of these people that beat the raid early on.
Oh,
is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. Someone in chat just said Modern Triad.
I have some comments on this.
Look, straight up. First off, I don't know who any of these guys are. Okay, you know me, guys. I don't hang out with Twitch streamers. I don't hang out with famous people. It's me and the Mesa Army and Guardian Radio. So I didn't even know who Modern Triad was till my friend sent me a stream that night and I was watching. So he just said Modern Triad is part of Redeem. He is part of World's First.
Gotcha. Okay. I was going to say, I did hear some people complaining about that, saying, hey, these guys did it. And you know what? In the end, it's like, all right, well, they're going to be out for 3 weeks, but they're going to be doing the raid and they're going to be getting the power jumps there, right?
So did they really get that much of a benefit to do the raid within the first 18 hours? I think I don't really think so, man.
Here's what I think. So whether they did or they didn't, we don't know. But even if they did, look, and I'm not very often that I'm critical of Bungie, but they made the error. It's very similar to the loot cave situation that we had in D1.
Yeah.
Where in D1, we had a loot cave and everybody went and was using the loot cave, and Bungie made a joke of it and put a whisper in there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So because there was a loophole that let you to get more power stuff to level up, you can't necessarily blame people for going and do that. You can't give them too much crap, right? Here's where I think the issue is. And this is, nobody's really been saying this or thought about this. I think those people that used that glitch that have been identified should be banned from Iron Banner this week. That, because fine, you leveled up and you were able to beat PvE elements, but then to go beat other Guardians that have been working their ass off to level up the honest way, and then you're going to go pwn them in PvP because you did this glitch, that's where I don't think it's cool. So I don't mind somebody using a glitch that there was a problem with whatever it was that allowed them to power up too quick and go through the PvE content. But if then I go into, or anybody goes into PvP and they get smoked because these people were able to go in and get all this powerful gear and then go through the raid and rock through that and then come and kick my ass in Iron Banner, I'm not cool with that.
Yeah,
so,
you know what though, dude? I think unfortunately there's probably no way for them to really track it.
Well, I don't know.
You know?
I mean, obviously, well, if they're able to track who did it and they're not going to now get prime engrams, then they know who did it, right?
Yeah, but are they really tracking that, or is it just something where they say like you know, if you should have not have been able to get more than, because you only get one a day, right? That prime attunement is only one a day.
Yeah.
The Forsaken's been out for what? 15 days, or let's just throw that number out there. 15 days by the time Iron Banner comes out, and somehow anybody who has more than 15 prime engrams, you just can't get it. So they'll say, all right, you've gotten 40 of them. All right, well, your next prime attunement will not be until day 41. So those people are screwed until the 41st day, and it's like that's their own fault at that point. That may be the only way for them to do it.
I think that would be the best punishment for, fine, you took advantage of the game and you were able to power up and go through the raid and get PvE stuff. Don't punish the other players that were honest going through it and didn't know about it or whatever, and then you're going to go smoke them in PvP in Iron Banner. That sucks. Because that's literally the reason that I've been leveling up wasn't for the raid. It was for Iron Banner.
Yeah. But what did you think? I mean, it depends then, I guess. What's the matchmaking going to be in Iron Banner? Because it's not going to really be level-based. Is it still going to be the skill-based /
or
it's gonna be
connection based?
I think it's going to be
similar. Or will it be power? I don't know. My whole thought process is, I mean, it doesn't bother me so much. You know what I mean? Do I really call them cheaters or exploiters?
No.
You know what? When I found out about it and I saw it, I was going to be like, man.
I did the loot cave. I was the loot cave guy.
Actually,
that was a blast.
I never did the loot cave. I never did the loot cave because it was before I met my clan Rezo, and I was all by my lonesome, so I never got a chance to do it.
It was hilarious.
But I mean, like, when I first saw it, I was like, well, this would be a cool thing to do. But then I thought about it, and my friend Anthony, shout out to him, Anthony Thing, I do a lot of raids and stuff with him. He told me, he's you know, because he showed me, he's like, go check out a stream right now. It's right before I went to bed at like 5 a.m. And I'm watching, I'm seeing, whoa, he's got like 6 of them, you know, like sitting on the ground. He's like, yeah, he's been at this for 3 hours. And I'm like, what? I'm not sitting there for 3 hours for this.
And doing that,
I can go do a daily challenge. The reset's going to be in whatever amount of hours, and I'll have more daily challenge. I'm not going to sit here and do this. This is boring. You know what? I'm always out of berry and bows. So I'm going to go farm and do all Petras and look for chests over on the Dreaming City rather than sit here farming for these things, whatever it is. Yeah. You know?
But you know, you got to look at, too, I guess, his motivation, the guy, especially if he was on Clan Redeem, those guys were racing for power because they were legitimately going for worlds first.
Right.
Us, and even you,
and let's not say that was the only reason they got worlds first. This is their 5th one.
Right. Exactly. And that's what I was laughing at. Everybody's like, oh my God, or something. It's like, dudes, this is their 5th worlds first. Like,
that's why I'm saying
I think there's a little bit more going on here than just a couple of extra prime engrams, right?
Power matters in this raid, obviously, but execution, I think, is a huge part of this.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, it was like I didn't really need to do that exploit or felt the need to, because it's like, you know what? I know I'm not going to be raiding on day 1. Yeah, I'll kind of dabble and look at it, but whatever. I have so many other things to do that, like you just said, Sean, sitting in a cave for 3 hours to get 6 powerful engrams.
Boring. Yeah.
I'm not doing that. That's not worth it. So, But, you know, it is interesting that they are not necessarily penalized. I mean, if you want to call it a penalty, it is. But I think it's just kind of the way the game is built that it's like, hey, if you did that, that's great. But you're now not going to get
the funny thing is
more until you're due again.
So let's say those people they went into they don't need prime engrams now. They just went and got raid drops.
Well, that's what I said, Caleb. It's like who cares about the prime engrams? Now they can just do the raid every week, and they're going to get ridiculous drops. So it's like whatever. They don't care about prime engrams.
That's funny.
Speaking of Iron Banner and Power Mattering, that is releasing tomorrow as we're recording this. The first Iron Banner of Forsaken launching Tuesday, September 18th, all the way through Tuesday, September 25th. And power, like we said, will matter this time. And the mode is Control. Now, we do have a new map that is coming out. They put out a screenshot today of that, or at least some Guardians hanging out in the map. And it is called Convergence. And this is a remake. Sean, you know what the map was? I saw somebody say with the
It's Pantheon.
Pantheon, that's it.
Yeah, I did see that they said it's something like remastered or re-somethinged.
Yeah.
I forget the term that they used.
Because, they're sitting at the bottom where you would collect heavy, looking up over. And I love Pantheon.
Snipers, here we go, right?
Snipers, here we go. Or, sleeper simulants. No. I love Pantheon. And also, guys, I messed up big time in last night's video where I was talking about...
Remastered.
Well, because they had the... there's Bungie curated rolls, right? So you can get a random roll from the raid of a hand cannon, or you can get a drop of tier 10 major powerful gear with static, like the Nation of the Beasts hand cannon is basically like Fatebringer. It's got Dragonfly, Outlaw, and set perks that you can't change. Same thing happens with Gambit. You can get a God roll Gambit Trust hand cannon with all the perks and everything that is set, whatever it's at. Miss 5000 Watts got the Dreaming City Sniper, and it drops as a tier 10 masterwork, and you cannot change the perks or anything like that. So I made that video, but at the end I said I misread something. I thought random rolls were not coming back with Iron Banner. So tonight, after we finish the show, I need to make a video. All of the Iron Banner weapons hit the database, and the static perks are there. Saladin is going to sell static perks, right? They will. Here, the question is, will Iron Banner rewards from packages, bounties, and end of matches be randomly rolled? Cosmo23 says, yes, the vendor will have fixed rolls. So random rolls for all the Iron Banner weapons will be either bounties, packages, or post-game, but he will have static rolls. And I looked at a few of them. The rocket launcher is a beast. It's like cluster with tracking and everything like that. There's a high impact scout. There's a there's a pulse rifle that looks really good. Outlaw, Rampage, high cal rounds, rapid fire frame. So yeah, he'll have static rolls, but you can also get random rolls, post game packages, all that stuff.
Gotcha.
And I misread it because when he said that it will only be static, I thought it was only Saladin would be selling this stuff. So my bad, guys. I'll make a.
And it should be known too that
but I am Mesa fell back at it with
any tokens you have left over from season 3, you can redeem them in season 4. So if you stacked up Sean, which I'm sure you're probably a madman and probably have like 1,000 of these things.
I only have like 380 or 400 Iron Banner tokens.
Yeah, last Iron Banner I had 0, and I literally only went and grinded Iron Banner like crazy for this. Because they had stated this all along, and I went from 0 to 280 tokens that 1 week, and I'm going to be definitely doing some of this stuff, like another random roll stuff that we're going to get. And so the bounties are going to be cool, that we're going to get bounty rewards.
Nice.
The random rolls are going to be cool. And it's going back to the way that when D1 was, that typically speaking, he was selling a lot of the time, at least one of the weapons was a God roll weapon that you were going to get from him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great because that gives you there's the carrot on the end of the stick that I know if I do this, I get that. And that's perfect. And it's great. So it's going to be awesome.
So 2 of the weekly bounties will be powerful gear, and then the other ones I'm not sure. When I do my weekly reset video, I'll make sure that I go over all the bounties for you guys to see if what they're doable of. I don't know how much Iron Banner I could play other than try to do the powerful ones, because my goal is to be raid ready, which means I need to make sure that I get my my weekly milestones in first. So I'm seeing myself playing Iron Banner later in the week, probably.
Gotcha.
And I like that they said that we're also now going to get post-match rewards.
Yes, just like good old Iron Banner.
That's so great, man.
And those can be random too.
Because even if you had a crappy match or whatever, and boom, I've had people that had a 0.4 KD and they get an exotic at the end, and I'm like, dude, really? But you know what? Good for them, because hey, everybody gets a chance, and it's not just going to be the MLG Pro. What do you like to say, Sean?
YOLO swag, MLG Pro, let's go, big plays, get off me. Yeah.
It's not just them that get all this stuff. So you complete a match, you have a chance of getting drops. It's good. It's great. It's an awesome thing.
Yeah. Cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Two quick things here, guys. Well, actually, one really we kind of skipped over, but this one I want to do quickly. Bungie, this is kind of breaking news here right before we went on the air, tweeted this out, and this is a big deal. They said, we're aware of reports that Sleeper Simulant feels too strong in Gambit. The Sandbox team is looking at potential changes to address this. Our goal is to retain the strength of the weapon, but tune it so it doesn't feel to be the only viable power weapon in Gambit. Stay tuned. Sean, I got your hand up. What's going on over there?
Yeah, all right. So let me address this. So I hate Sleeper Simulant in Gambit, okay? Because I'm tired of being killed by it, right? Then I get yelled at for using a Graviton Lance in Gambit because you're like, that's a scrub gun. Well, hold on. I'm good with
take out ads gun.
The thing is, when I'm mauling ads and the explosions are killing ads, I'm making orbs for my teammate and I'm killing multiple ads. And then when I go PvP, I have a better chance. Yep. However, another shout out to my friend Anthony thing is he showed me the bake technique, right? Where I get to the boss, Primeval, I'm sorry. Right as he's doing the stomp animation, I put down Well of Radiance and I have my EP shotgun and I have my Sleeper Simulant, but it all comes down to the shotgun. And you will literally see his health go like, boom, done. And that's how we bake him. So I was using a sleeper, and man, it is easy streak just in terms of when you want to kill, man.
The key to, by the way, is shooting it on the ground, not shooting him directly. Because then it ricochets, and there's like 3 or 4 of the things that come up, and you damage him more.
Yeah.
And look, we have an email later that I'm going to talk a little more about this with another strat. But that's absolutely what we need to do. But that's why Sleeper, yes, we'll talk about it here in a second. I'm gonna give my opinion on Sleeper in Gambit. But for the boss, it's great.
I mean, listen, I am not for nerfs. I hate nerfs. And I love Bungie's approach of saying, hey, enough with what we did with hammer things down, bring everything up. This point is something like where they can't bring things up. Look, for PvE, it's amazing and very, very effective for bosses, you know. My Sins of the Past, even though it's all leveled, all powered up, doesn't do anything to the prime. I mean, it does decent, but it's not sleeper damage.
Nowhere
you know
sleeper, nope.
But I don't want it to be a crutch where I have to use sleeper to not only face invaders, but to do adequate DPS on the boss. You know what I mean? The EP shotgun is so broken when it comes to that with the Well of Radiance is just stupid. Okay.
So here's. Go ahead, go ahead, Sean. If you're not done.
I guess one of the things is like I don't want to see them nerf it, but at the same time, the only thing I could see them doing is locking it out, and we know they can do that because they did it with the Rat King when it became.
They wouldn't do that.
I think I have.
They can't lock it out, man.
I think I have the solution. So one of the big complaints is it can one-shot you out of a super. I agree that is too much. The other one is it can one-shot you from anywhere on the map. Doesn't matter how far away you are. There is no damage fall off.
Yeah.
If they gave it a damage fall off and they wouldn't allow it to one-shot you out of a super, I think it would be fine. Because when you're using it on the boss, you're typically using it reasonably close. And you're either headshotting him or you're right in front of him bouncing it off the ground, and it should wreck his face. So if you're using it in that situation, yes, but you shouldn't be able to just go through the portal, stand right there, look for the other people that are shooting the boss, and just one-shot them in the body and kill them. So I think there's something that can be done about it to nerf it a little bit, but it's still effective for what it's supposed to be effective.
Yeah,
Nope.
I have noticed that power is turned on for Guardians, man. Because I see a lot of people they switched. I think a lot of people don't realize that because I see people switch to their lower powered gear, and they'll be like 500 maybe because they want to put on their best gear with stats and everything. And I'm just wearing my 537 or whatever. And with Graviton Lance or Manananan or my Tiger Spite. It feels like I'm two bursting people with Graviton Lance when they are 30 levels underneath me. So power level, folks, power level is.
I can't wait for Iron Banner, man. See how it all kind of plays out.
Iron Banner is going to be a treat, man. The first thing I do is when I get into a match is I'm going to power check everyone in that lobby and be like, is this going to be?
Especially because I think this is going to be one of the first Iron Banners where we really are going to have such a just dramatic wealth of people, right? Because do you have to have Forsaken to get into Iron Banner?
Nope. Iron Banner is a
but your
seasonal
cap
thing.
is level though.
So listen, so you could have the Kindergarten. Oh, that's right. What is
you could have somebody that didn't? You could have somebody that didn't buy Forsaken going to Iron Banner and they're 385 or 380.
Yeah. Against like, I mean, I'm 530.
That's not gonna be good.
It's gonna be. This is the first time we're really gonna have power mattering potentially in Iron Banner. It's gonna be wild. I think it's going to be a fun week for Iron Banner. The other thing that we didn't actually mention here, and we've been talking about it all kind of week here amongst ourselves, is this new puzzle potentially in the game. And that's in the Dreaming City. This is kind of breaking. I don't want to say breaking, but it's in the process right now. People are finding these plates around the Dreaming City and other locations with multiple little images on them. And I don't know, guys. What do you?
Yeah. So you have actually someone just tweeted me a picture too. So you have all these symbols now that I believe are in the final encounter. I don't know how it all works or what they do. I just was listening to Dado, bird perch left or snake looking this way. The only ones I know was from the first encounter, which was we had Infinity, Smiley, and Split Snake, right? So first off, someone sent me an image of a Guardian with a shield on the back with the same, it's like an image with all these symbols right on it. Then there's various parts of the raid that have a circle with, like, I think that's in a square. You know what? I have it saved on my desktop. Let me look at it real quick. Yeah, okay, so there's a circle. It looks like a plate or like a shield. Here we go. And it's got, not all of them, a number of them with, I see a bird, serpent, dragon, all that sort of stuff. These appear in different parts of the raid. And over on Raid Secret, the subreddit Raid Secrets, whatever, they're trying to decode this thing. And then someone found one over on Nessus, the exact same thing, I think, you know? So now we're all trying to figure out, are these on all locations? Because I think in when you're making your way from one encounter to another, that there's a room that you could look and there's a little garden of Nessus, there's a little garden of the EDZ, little garden of IO, little garden, whatever this and that. So everyone right now in the community, on Reddit, on Twitter, we're all trying to put this puzzle together. Especially the ones that have done the raid, because there's no coinky-dinky that the same symbols are in the raid are now on destination. And how do people find these? Especially
I don't know, Nessus.
Man. Nessus is huge, and where they found it is in one of those things where you're diving down and looking at the planet's core. How do they find this stuff? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like Beverly was saying to me, like people have too much time on their hands. You know, I was like,
yeah, for sure.
I think you're right, honey. But this is the Destiny community. If there's a puzzle, we will figure it out.
They will find it. Yep. So this is breaking now. I'm sure
Fuzzle put it up on Twitter. Yeah. From Reddit, and Reddit, first, of course, the first people he sent it to was math class. Like, yo, can you guys get on this?
So we'll see where that goes. I'm sure within the next few weeks this thing will be solved, and we'll all be running around with some new weapons or a new weapon. That'll be pretty sweet.
I bet it's an exotic quest like Outbreak Prime was.
Probably, yeah, dude.
Outbreak Prime was.
It's got to be, man. It was one of the best quests ever. All right, well, let's move on here past the news to our clan spotlight, the part of the show where we spotlight a clan here on the show. Right now with the new content out, this is the time you want to be in a clan, especially with the raid being out there and being so difficult. So what we do is we help you out. We help you find a clan. So if you are a clan out there and you want to have your clan spotlighted here on the show, you can find it in our show notes or go over to our website, theguardiansofdestiny.com. You'll see where it says clans at the top. You'll see a form to fill out and it'll send it to us. Caleb, who do you have for us this week?
Yeah, so please do follow those instructions to fill out your clan spotlight. But we have CDK-Once, and I'll spell that later. It's an original D1 clan, started as English plus Hindi bilingual clan. So the reason that I picked this clan was I'm all about people from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different colors playing together, man, and that's awesome. So that's why I selected these people. So it says to get together folks and subcontent to play together. We have, however, evolved with 20% of our clan members speaking English only. It's pronounced CDK-Once, what I just said. It translates to descendants of the sun god from Hindi, also has a Hindu mythological reference. We are mostly all U.S. based with a handful of clan members in Europe and India. We are 19 members right now, but looking to grow with the launch of Forsaken. If you want to be a part of the silly Indian jokes that we crack and learn occasionally meaningful Hindi words, join us. We raid PvP and grind together most evenings, EST hours. We offer Hindi language classes every weekend during the raid. So they teach you stuff. When you're raiding on the weekends, they'll teach you to hit some Hindi stuff. They have 19 people right now with only about half of the members being active. So they have. I saw a thing earlier that said 9 or 10 are kind of active. but they're looking to get to where they can just do a couple of groups in the raid every weekend and have more people for PvP and stuff. Looking to get more active Guardians. Our age is not a requirement, but should be mature. We have a diverse age group ranging from 16 to 45 in our clan. We have an influx recently and are on every day. We have folks who love the raid, folks who love to competitive PvP, and then folks who are not as hardcore but love the game. The contact is on PSN is Magicczar, so Magiczar on PSN, or you can look them up on the Bungie clan page, and this is where I'm going to spell the clan. It's SURYAVANSHI. And look them up if you want to have fun with a cool group that's looking to grow and is ethnically, I can say that, easy for me to say. I can't even say that word. Diverse is the word.
They're very diverse.
They're diverse. And it sounds like a really fun group of people, and you might learn something and have some fun. So
there you go. Oh, that's great. All right, so there you go. There's a clan if you're on PS4 and you're looking for people to play with. Let's move on here to our final segment, guys, the email part of the show that we call Messages from the City. Don't forget you can email us feedback at theguardiansofdestiny.com, just like Ryan did. And he says, hey, guys, I'm here to tell you one thing and one thing only. If you're a support player, Well of Radiance with the exotic Lunification boots. I never have to reload, and having a gun with Rampage is a nasty combo for melting ads. What are your thoughts on gun exotic combos with any of the new supers? Thank you for all you guys do for the community. Warlock Awoken Male.
Yes. Nice email to pick, K-Dub. Well of Radiance.
Put that on up front just for you, buddy.
When I played with it at E3, I was like, oh, I'm not going to use this, whatever. Well, I didn't fully understand it. I did not know that once you fully max it out. And I love the fact that you just play and use the class and then you fully max it out.
You level it up,
the healing grenades you throw at people, or you could throw on the floor and then pick them up. But that thing is amazing. The new Void Super is amazing, too. The new Arc one, it's okay if you have the Geomag stabilizers. If you don't have it, don't use it. But Well of Radiance is good. Is great for everything, man. Every public event that I do, I plop it down. I look for the other Guardians out and about, and I wait till they get close, and then I slam it down, and then everyone comes in and stuff like that. So I can imagine that Well of Radiance with the new Titan Sentinel subclass holding out, because I just unlocked that today, and I was doing public events, and I was just holding out the thing in front of all these Guardians behind me, and I think the combo of that with Well of Radiance, great combo. But like you said, Rampage, one of my favorite perks in the game, man, and it's absolutely awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one thing that I was going to say, and I saved this for now because I knew this email was coming, is the only really one that other than I know that you said that Warlock Super, that's the what's the Warlock Super with? It's not lightning, but it's like an energy. It's like an energy pulse, and you have to have a chaos reach with a certain super. With a certain piece of armor on, you need to have to make it go longer. But the one tip that I'll give you is if you're playing Gambit, make sure that you're on Hammers and you have Melting Point. Mm-hmm. If you have Hammers and you have Melting Point, I have a clip of I was playing with our clanmate and from Gamertag Radio, Paris, and his son. And I melting pointed the boss, and we melted him in 12 seconds.
Oh, with Well of Radiance also too?
No. I just hit him with melting point, and then you get 50% more elemental damage.
Yeah.
So then grenades, supers, and literally 12 seconds he was done.
Is it true that tether negates melting point? Chat. Does anyone
Ooh, that I don't know.
Someone told me that there's no point in tethering the boss if you hit him with melting. I don't know.
Well, you know what you should do? I mean, Sean, you should tether the
Guardian versus Guardian thing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, dude, tether the envoys, because then you could get both of them going, burn them down, and then have someone melting point the boss.
So what I typically do is I'll pop hammers. I'll kill one of the envoys. Somebody else kills the other envoys. So you literally must kill the envoys first, because two reasons. Number one, you need to do that to do more damage to the boss. But number two, you're going to get an invader.
Exactly.
And if you go and attack the boss and you get him down and they come in and kill you, you just wasted time, effort, everything. Take the envoys down. Don't do any damage to the boss. Let the invader come. take the invader out or let him kill you all, and who cares you didn't do any damage to the boss, and then go melting point the boss and melt him down, and you're done. And it's just that has to do with strats of Gambit. And if you get to know how to play that game, man, with a team, it's so great.
Just one thing on Gambit. Solo has been brutal for me. I can't win a game.
It's
and
tough.
Then the other night, playing with 3 friends stacked, it was probably one of the most fun nights. We just wanted to play and play and play. But solo, Crucible, my KDR, which is terrible. Well, is average. 1.20 went to a 1.22 since Forsaken came out because I just got better, or I think they brought skill-based matchmaking in because I like that or whatever. But Gambit solo for me has been a really rough experience.
Yeah, dude, I had yesterday when football was on, I had football on here because we had the hurricane here in Carolina, which by the way here for us just lots of rain, lots of wind.
Tree still standing, by the way.
Tree is still standing, dude. Ropes broke. Did I send you the video? The one rope broke. I had to go out in my bathing suit. It was like 50 mile an hour winds, tying more ropes to this tree. But anyways, I was watching football. I had football on it. I was doing the Gambit bounty where, what is it called? Like the grind or something like that. You just have to do a bunch of Gambit matches. So I was just kind of mindlessly doing. God, going solo was brutal, man.
I'll tell you,
that was like
the key that I've had to going solo
experiences I had.
Is
man.
I literally don't pick up a single mote. And here's what I do. So
You're that guy, huh?
No. There's a reason that I do this, because when you're playing solo and you're not communicating. Like, let's say I have 9 motes and I go, I need one more mote. And some schmuck keeps coming and taking my mote, then I can't bank and then it takes longer. Versus if there's only 2 or 3 people picking up motes, I literally stand at the bank with a scout rifle and I just kill things for everybody else. And so they're not getting smoked. They're not dying. I'm just killing things. They're picking up motes. And then when the next thing comes, I turn around and then I'm still there at the bank where the heavy drops. I'm going to be the invader. So then I am there by the heavy. I take the heavy, and then I kill things for my teammates. They're picking up motes. You don't even have to say anything because their motes are everywhere. What are you going to do when you see motes? You're going to go up the ground, right? Yeah. And so they automatically have to go pick up and bank motes. The thing comes up. I'm watching them bank them, and I go jump in and invade. And that's been the way that I do solo Gambit, and it's been reasonably successful.
See, the problem is that bounty has like part of that is picking up and banking motes, and so it was just like, so I had to be running around, and then you get to that team where, like we've talked about before, all they want to do is PvP, so you have those people going in there doing that, and they gotta fix the whole disconnect issue and loading, because we would finish a match and I would sit there for 30-45 seconds just waiting for the next round, not in orbit. I'm talking round within the match. Like it would end, and then we'd finally get in, and one person on my team quit, or one person on the other team quit, and then you do that match, and one team is down, and then you go back in, and someone quits on the other team, but then someone joined on the other team, and it's like, they need to figure out something about Gambit. There's just something not right now about the way that it's kind of just connecting players and that. So,
what do you want to put out the time splitter?
They turned off the penalties.
They did because they had to. They got to fix that, man. They got to figure out what's going on with it.
One thing I want to put at the Time Splitter in chat, he's our local moderator and sponsor of the channel. He's always tweeting out, I saw that he never runs into sleeper, and he's not in the United States. In the United States, every single match, you check their loadout.
I was wondering, I saw that, I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, in the United States. And I'm on the East Coast, so I run it. I get a lot of PSN messages from people that are in New Jersey that recognize the name. They're like, "Hey, Mesa, what's up, dude?" So New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and we used to have the map in Black Ops 2 where it would show you where the population, and the Northeast is full of people. So everyone in the United States feels like they're using sleeper. I don't know,
Let's see.
I want to point out something that was just said in chat about an emblem. And you can get a special emblem in Gambit for if all 4 of your fire team put in 15 motes at the exact same time in the bank, you get a specific special emblem.
That's cool.
Yes, that's true. It's very true.
Awesome. Let's see. We got one more email. This one comes to us from Eric G. And he said, "Hey guys, just wanted to drop a note and say how much I'm enjoying Forsaken so far. I left on a work trip to North Carolina the morning Forsaken dropped, but thanks to the hurricane, my trip was cut short and I'm only a week behind. Anyway, can we just take a moment and talk about how awesome the Misfit auto rifle is? It was the first weapon I had drop, and I haven't put it down since. Everything from the sound of it firing, the look, and the way it absolutely melts face. I love that thing. Yeah. That's what it does. This goes. Keep on keeping on. Eric G, a human hunter.
It is a 600 RPM auto rifle. It is fun to use.
No, it's got to be 900, I would think.
I think it's 6. No, because I have a couple of them.
I'm gonna look it up. Let me see.
It's fast. It's not too. It's not like a sub, and it doesn't.
I got it.
And it doesn't.
I bet it's 720.
It's 720 rounds per minute.
Is it 720?
Yep.
It's. I knew it was fast, but it doesn't jump around like most auto rifles that are fast. So yes, I agree with you. Yes, it's a lot of fun. There are a couple other guns that I like a little better, but I have absolutely used that in Gambit for ads and in some strikes where there are a lot of like thralls and such. And yes, it is a lot of fun to use. It's great.
One joke that I forgot to make about the raid tonight. Us old folks, we remember the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark with Indiana Jones, right? Mm-hmm. And when they finally find the Ark of the Covenant, Indy looks down, and then he throws a torch down, and he sees snakes, right? And he leans over, and goes, "Snakes.
I hate. Why is it always snakes? Why is it always
snakes?" In the first encounter in the raid, when it's the cursed thrall teleporting left and right, I just was like, "Cursed thrall. Why does it happen?" They're the most annoying thing to deal with. But you want pro tip? Midnight Coup. That right there, I took my Midnight Coup, infused it to the highest I could, and was just usually destroying them. But man, they will teleport so far away. So, all right. Sorry about that little rant.
Nope. No worries, man. Have you guys used the this weapon I've been using a lot, the right side of wrong?
Yes, sir.
Have you used that one? I got a Rampage and Outlaw on that thing, dude.
The Pulse.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Yep. I got one with, yes, it's already got like almost max range, and I have rangefinder on mine.
Nice.
So
I have the right side of right. It's a scout rifle.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. It says it's a 150 scout rifle. Yeah. I have the scout.
This pulse, it's a 4-burst pulse.
Yeah, man.
Similar to Vigilance, but it's legendary, and the range is redunculous. So yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, that's it for us this week, guys. Remember, if you want to email us feedback at theguardiansofdestiny.com, please go ahead and do so. Let us know your thoughts on Iron Banner, because Iron Banner is going to be dropping this week. We'll be talking about Iron Banner definitely next week and talking about how that power may matter as we go through. Don't forget, as also we announced here at the top of the show, we've teamed up with Gamer Goo. We're doing a giveaway. You can get 3 full tubes of Gamer Goo, both the cinnamon, the peppermint, and the orange, as well as a Gamer Goo t-shirt. All you need to do is send us a picture on Twitter using the hashtag YaGooinit. That's YaGooinit. It'll be in the show notes, so if you can't get that here from me saying it, I'll have it down in the show notes for the podcast. So just use hashtag YaGooinit. You don't even have to put it actually to us at Guardians of D. Just make sure you put the hashtag into the Twitter post. And it can be anything, a screenshot from the game, which I think is really kind of what we're looking for. But even if you can come up with something creative, if you're just doing something silly, just make it fun. We just want a fun picture sent to us. Again, use hashtag YaGooinit and GamerGoo. If you go to gamergoo.com, you can get 10% off your order by using the promo code Guardian and get some GamerGoo over there, or get some for free from entering our contest. And big thanks again to our sponsor, On Air PC. Again, call those guys, 330-850-1525. You can find all the show notes over there. And Sean, you're saying you're going to be raid ready for this week. No, is that your plan?
No.
Oh, I thought that was your plan.
Encounter 1 ready.
Oh, Encounter 1. Okay.
I think this week. Yeah, maybe later in the week. I'm going to do it with my friends that I did it with the other night. They were all 550s. So I'm 537 right now. My goal is to get up to about like 550 because they were having no problems with 550. My problem was the night on my plate, man. I would Nova bomb him and still have to pop a rocket into him to kill him.
I will say this: you pretty much at this light level at 550 or so, if you don't have the escalation protocol shotgun, you're not going to be having a good time.
Yeah, Sleeper does a good job on Kali, the first raid boss, because I was using rockets. And I was looking at my DPS numbers. They were terrible. And then she kept dodging some of them. So finally, I infused the Sleeper. It was still lower, but it only dropped me 1 point to 536, I think.
Yep.
And then my DPS went up like
way
4
up.
times.
Absolutely. If you get headshots, forget it. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yep. Cool.
Don't forget, we'll be live next week, youtube.com/MesaSean, here on the YouTube channel. Of course, you can catch the archive of that also on Sean's YouTube channel, youtube.com/MesaSean. You can Follow us on Twitter at Guardians of D. Check out our website, theguardiansofdestiny.com. You can find the shows over there as well as just a way to contact us. You can find a link to our store where you can get some t-shirts, Guardian Radio t-shirts over there, so you can help support the show there, or also become a patron here to the show and get access to EBD Radio, our monthly podcast where we talk about everything but Destiny. So everybody, thank you as always here for tuning into the show, making us a part of your week, however you're tuning in, whether it's through iTunes, through Podbean, through your podcast service of choice, or through YouTube. Thank you so much. And with that, we'll catch you guys next week. Later.
Hashtag made it to the end. Hey, check. Did you guys smash that like button so we can see if we can
You
bump
made
this
it,
up
boys.
in
You made it.
gaming. Hashtag legends.
You guys, it's funny to me that the clan vendor is still giving away escalation protocol levels to get XP for doing things as far as a bounty goes. It's kind of funny to me.
What do you guys think of, I saw somebody post this. What do you guys think of the fact that you have to go to her and actually do bounties rather than it be like...
I'm annoyed by that one.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Because I've been missing out on powerful gear because, one, it makes me do things I don't want to do. Like, I don't want to go and play 3 Crucible matches or whatever, get final blows or whatever.
I wasn't going to go. One of them was to complete so many escalation protocol things. And I was like, no, I'm doing other stuff.
Did they change the fact that you can now reset level 7? I mean, once you beat level 7 in escalation, you can go back to 6 and do it over and over? Chat, can anyone confirm in chat? I read somewhere that Bungie made it so that in Escalation Protocol, you make the level 7,
it goes boom back to 1.
And you have the option to go back to 7. The reason why I want to know is because our good friend Sergio plays with Rocco and Krypton and I, we need to get him an Escalation Protocol shotgun for Gambit and stuff. Because the other night when we were playing Gambit with a stacked team, only me and Rocco were the only ones with Escalation Protocol shotguns. So we need to get some. So if anyone in chat knows, I know there's a little bit of a delay here. So wait.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Okay, everyone's saying yes. Okay, chat. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching, man. Thank you. Thanks all the sponsors. You guys really helped this channel and helped this stream. You guys are awesome.
Thanks, you guys.